नमस्कार. सध्या कोरोनामुळे आपण सर्व घरामध्ये आहोत आणि हा हळूहळू सर्व जगभरात आणि भारतात पसरत आहे. तर आपण आपल्या घरी सुरक्षित राहायचं आहे आणि घरी आपला अभ्यास करायचा आहे. तर आपला अभ्यास चांगला व्हावा यासाठी आम्ही काही ऑनलाईन लेक्चर आयोजित केलेली आहे. माझं नाव आहे रवींद्र बोंद्रे, आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली, जिल्हा बुलढाणा. इथे मी शिक्षक आहे, विज्ञान शिक्षक. आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली आणि EG ॲप टेस्ट यांच्या माध्यमातून आपण हे क्लास आयोजित केलेले आहेत. तर सुरू करूया. वी हॅव सीन यस्टरडे ॲनिमल क्लासिफिकेशन, वी हॅव सीन हिस्ट्री ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन यस्टरडे, देन वी हॅव सीन दी टाइप्स ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन, आर्टिफिशियल, नॅचरल क्लासिफिकेशन हे काल बघितलं आपण. आज बघायचं आपल्याला पुढचा भाग, criteria for new system of classification. We have also seen yesterday the classification given by Whittaker, Robert Whittaker. And the criteria for his classification was the grades of organization, then segmentation, body segmentation, so then germ layers, symmetry, etc. These criteria today we have to see in detail. So the next part. So the first criteria for new classification or new system of classification is grades of organization. Grades of organization. We know that in animals, complete body is made up of cells. And what is cell? Cell is the structural and functional unit of the body. And these are of two types. The first type is unicellular, and second is multicellular. Then what are unicellular animals? What are multicellular animals? All of you know. When the body is made up of only one type of cell, one cell, it is called unicellular. And if body is made up of two or more than two cells, it is multicellular. But in the animals which are unicellular, there are large number of limitations because all the function of the body is carried by the same cell. And hence they have limitations, their life is also very short. In multicellular organisms, as there are many cells, then their body is complex. So the first grade of organization we have to see for unicellular animals is protoplasmic grade of organization. This is the first type, protoplasmic grade of organization. It is present only in the unicellular animals where the complete function of the body is carried by a single cell. That is called protoplasmic grade of organization. Then the next means if the body is multicellular but it is not developed into tissue, then such type of grade of organism is called cellular grade of organization. Listen, cellular grade of organization is some advanced grade where body is made up of different types of cells, but they are not developed into or they are not converted into tissues. Example of this protoplasmic grade of organization, the example is protoplasmic amoeba and paramecium. All of you know amoeba and paramecium, they are unicellular, so their grade of organization is protoplasm. Next one, cellular grade of organization. It is formed in the animals belonging to porifera. animals, sponge animals. In them, cellular grade of organization is present. Then the third type of organization is cell tissue grade of organization. Cell tissue grade of organization. Third, here some cells are developed into what is called tissue. We know tissue. Tissue is the group of cells, similar or dissimilar, which perform a particular function. So this is some advanced grade of organization, cell tissue grade of organization, and this is present in examples Cnidaria, phylum Cnidaria. Example is jellyfish or what is called hydra. In this hydra or jellyfish, cell tissue grade of organization is present. So this is the third type of grade of organization. Then the fourth type of organization is tissue organ grade of organization. Here some tissue combine to form organ, but not all organs. Only some organs are developed from the tissue. That is called tissue organ grade of organization. So first protoplasmic, second cellular advanced, third cell tissue, fourth tissue organ grade of organization. So this is the fourth. Then in the book a question is asked on page number 65. There is a question, observe, page number 65. A diagram is given of human body, and on the basis of this diagram a question is asked that body organization of human has been shown in the following figure. Use appropriate labels and name the organs. So here is the diagram for human being. If you see, this is the diagram for human being. There are some brackets, boxes are given. In these boxes, in the book, these boxes are blank. Here we have filled it, and we have to only label the organs. Arrows are already shown. So the first organ is brain. Then it is mouth. Next organ, the largest is one, liver. After that, heart. Then bone. Then next organ is here, blood vessels. Then thigh, skin of thigh, and inside the thigh there are quadruped muscles. So these are different organs present in the human being. So a question is asked in this manner. So there is a diagram is asked, and in the diagram there are some blank brackets, and you have to label by drawing the diagram. And this diagram is for 3 marks. So such type of questions are also asked in the exam. So this is the observation. So this system of classification shown in the human body is called, last one, organ system grade of organization. Organ system grade of organization, and it is the topmost level, topmost grade of organization. So these are 5 grades of organization present in animals from base to the top. So primitive, which one? Protoplasmic. Example of this, the amoeba and paramecium. Next one, somewhat higher level, cellular grade of organization, porifera or sponge. Third, cell tissue. Here tissues are present. Example of this is Cnidaria, animals belonging to Cnidaria. Then tissue organ grade of organization, and the last one is organ system grade of organization. which we have seen the diagram. So when different organs combine together, they form organ system. They form organ system of organization. For example, in our body, circulatory system is present. In our body, reproductive system is present. Then respiratory system is present. Digestive system is present. Nervous system is present. These are different systems present in the body which are made up of different organs. For example, simple example, if you see the digestive system, it is made up of mouth. After mouth, here is pharynx. Then a long tube, esophagus. After that, stomach and small intestine and large intestine. All these are different organs of digestive system, which is the example of organ system of organization. That is all about grades of organization. The first criteria for new system of classification. Then second criteria. Second criteria we have to see. First we have seen grades of organization. Second criteria is body symmetry. If we draw an imaginary axis through a body of animal, then it may cut or may not cut into two equal halves, and depending on this, there are different types of symmetry. The first type is asymmetrical. Second one is symmetrical, and second one is radial symmetry. Second one is radial symmetry. Third one is bilateral symmetry. So these are three types of symmetries. So what I told, when we cut our body through an imaginary axis, then it may or may not cut into two equal halves. And depending on this, there are different types: asymmetrical, radial, and bilateral. In asymmetrical type of symmetry, when we cut the body from any plane, two equal halves are not formed, and hence it is called asymmetrical. Example is amoeba. Amoeba is a asymmetrical animal, or its symmetry is asymmetrical. Then second one is radial symmetry. So when we cut an imaginary axis to the center of the body from any plane, but to the center. For example, this is the body, the center. When we cut it from any plane, two equal halves are formed. If we cut from this plane, two equal halves are formed. When we cut from this plane, two equal halves are formed. When we cut from this, two equal halves are formed, but it should pass to the center. Then two equal halves are formed, and such type of symmetry is called radial symmetry. In plants also, root, stem, and some flowers, they are rounded. So when generally they are rounded, not exactly circle, but rounded. So when we cut from the center, generally two equal halves are formed, and such type of symmetry is called radial. So in animal, example of this radial symmetry is एकादरम्यान starfish, starfish. This starfish which looks like a star is the central tube. So when we cut to the center two equal from any plane, two equal halves are formed. So that is radial symmetry. Then here there are many planes. Here in the bilateral symmetry, the body is cut into two equal halves through only one symmetry. Example, again the same diagram as we have seen, the diagram of human being. When we cut this human vertically to the center, असे दोन भाग केले आपण उभे, काय होईल? Two equal halves are formed. One is left half from my side and one is right half from my side. Then here on left half, left eye, left ear, left hand, left leg. On the right side, right eye, right ear, right hand, right leg. So two equal halves are formed in two sides. Side means lateral. Hence it is called, such type of symmetry is called bilateral symmetry. So these are different types of symmetries. That is called body symmetry. This is the second type of criteria for new system of classification, body symmetry. Then the third one is germ layers. Germ layers. Third, what are germ layers? In all types of animals, germ layers are present, and these germ layers are formed during the earlier embryonic development. And from this germ layers, tissues are formed. So germ layers are burst. So germ layers are present in animals, all types of animals, and these germ layers are formed during the earlier embryonic development, and from these germ layers tissues are. There are two types of germ layers. One is called diploblastic and second one is triploblastic. By diagram we shall see. This is the diploblastic. So there are two germ layers. If we label them, it is called ectoderm, and this one is called endoderm. In the center is dead cell. So there are two germ layers. Outer is called ectoderm, inner is called endoderm, and hence it is called diploblastic. Diplo means two. So there are two, ectoderm outer one and endoderm inner one. It is called diploblastic. Then second one is triploblastic. As the name suggests, three germ layers. Again we shall see diagram. Here so these are three germ layers. So outer is called as usual ectoderm. Inner is called endoderm as usual, and the middle is called mesoderm. So ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. These are three germ layers, and hence such type of animals are called diploblastic. So diploblastic and triploblastic, these are two types of germ layers. So that is all about germ layers. This is the third type of criteria for new system of classification. Then the fourth type is body cavity. Body cavity. Fourth one. Body cavity, or also called coelom. Then again question, what is body cavity or what is coelom? Body cavity is the cavity between the body and internal organs. The cavity between the body and internal organs is called body cavity or coelom. And this body cavity, these are formed again during earlier embryonic development in all animals. This body cavity, as we have seen germ layers, they are formed during earlier embryonic developments in the animals. So there are three types of body cavity. We shall see one by one. If the body cavity or coelom is formed from mesoderm or gut means intestine. If the body cavity or coelom is formed from the mesoderm or gut, then such type of body cavity is called eucoelomate. Eucoelomate body cavity, and it is present in phylum Annelida. Example, earthworm, gandul, and onwards, all the phylum onwards. पुढच्या सगळ्या phylum मध्ये हे असतं, म्हणजे ॲडव्हान्स. Second type, in some animals body cavity or coelom is absent. नसतो तो, then it is called acoelomate. It is called acoelomate animals. Example, the first three phyla, which are they? Porifera, Cnidaria, and Platyhelminthes. These three phyla do not have any type of body cavity or coelom. They are called as acoelomate. And only third type, where body cavity is present, but it is not formed by these two, mesoderm or gut, and hence it is called pseudocoelomate. It is called pseudocoelomate. Again listen. So these three. Example, Aschelminthes or Ascaris. Example, Ascaris म्हणजे जमतं, गोल करून याच्यामध्ये बघा. जर आपण खालून पाहिला तर द फर्स्ट टाइप कोणता आहे बघा, acoelomate, where body cavity is absent. And example, the first three phylum, Porifera, Cnidaria, and Platyhelminthes. Next, pseudocoelomate, where body cavity is present, but it is not formed from the mesoderm or gut. It is called pseudocoelomate. Pseudo म्हणजे खोटं, आभास. Third type, an advanced type, is eucoelomate, where body cavity is formed from the mesoderm or gut or intestine. That is called eucoelomate. Example, all the animals belonging to Annelida and onwards. So that is all about the body cavity or coelom. the fourth type of criteria for new system of classification, and the last one, fifth one, segmentation, body segmentation. Body segmentation is the fifth type. In many animals, the body is divided into smaller units. For example, earthworm. Body is divided into smaller units, like this, and these smaller units are called segment, and hence the body is called segmented. So this is also fifth criteria. Example, earthworm or phylum Annelida. So these are 5 criteria for new system of classification. Which are the grades of organization? We have seen 5 grades. Then body symmetry, 3 types of symmetry. Then body cavity, 3 types, and body segment, germ layers, 2 germ layers, and body segmentation. So that is all about for today's topic. Now some questions for homework for you for today's topic. The first question is, what is radial symmetry? We have seen radial symmetry. Second one is, what is the body cavity or coelom? We have seen the definition. Third question for homework is, name types of germ layers. And the last one is, what do you mean by acoelomate animals? So these are questions for your homework. So this is the today's topic, and in the next time we shall see the on this basis the non-chordates and chordates. In non-chordates there are 9 phylum as we have seen yesterday, and in chordates there are 3 phylums. So their names, how their characters, and their classification we shall see in the next. Thanks.